like to think of my houseplants as a piece of art. Now, if I had a piece of art hanging on the wall and it was all brown and withered and the frame was falling off, I wouldn't have it there. Same is true with houseplants. If I'm going to have a houseplant in my house, I want it to be good looking, as pretty as a plant in my yard. Too often houseplants are spindly and dirty and dying. They don't need to be. Here's a couple of hints that will give you the prettiest houseplants on your block. First of all, when you water, well, we just assume that tap water is pretty good stuff. Well, it's not always. In some cases, our water is too alkaline. Well, that's the case where I live. We just measured this using a little pool water test kit. You can pick them up at just about any pool supply company or any hardware store. Test your water. This came out at about 7-8. Well, that's way too alkaline. We want our house watering water to be about 7 pH. The reason for that is if the water is too alkaline, it won't be able to take up any of the nutrients we're feeding it. So we want to acidify our water just a little bit. To do that, add about a tablespoon of vinegar to a half gallon of water. If you've got the opposite problem where your water is too acidic, add some ashes from the fireplace to the water and stir it up real well. That should bring the pH down. Again, test it with a pool test kit. Now, when you're fertilizing, what you want to add to that water is fish emulsion. In every watering episode on your plant, add just a little bit of fish emulsion according to the package label, and it will give you the nitrogen you need. But if you want something stronger, make your plants even healthier, here's a little recipe I've got that'll do that. First of all, we're going to add kelp meal. Again, that'll make the foliage good and strong, the cell structure nice and tight. Also, bone meal. This will, if you've got blooming houseplants, this will give you lots and lots of blooms. And cottonseed meal, a good nitrogen fertilizer that'll also add a little bit of acidity to the whole mixture. What you want to do is stir this up real good and add 1 teaspoon of this fertilizer mixture to a 6-inch houseplant. This is a 6-inch pot and houseplant. Add that to a 6-inch houseplant every 60 days. Use the fish emulsion every time you water. Use the super bloom mixture every 60 days. You are going to have a house full of Rembrandts of potted plants.